2021.
We got it for you, nigga.
Jesus! Jeff Harvey.
I've been in the danger zone.
Minus 5 stars.
How much is this guy weigh?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Look at the adjective.
Hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast. I've been in the danger zone. He's got a bicycle. Minus 5 stars. I'm Jay Hunter, and joining me is the man behind the most famous and longest running episodic wrestling video series in the world today. Friend of Mick Foley with hundreds of thousands of fans across the globe. It's Maffew of Botchamania. What's the crack, buddy?
Jay, that was a fabulous intro. Amazing. I've got nothing to say to that other than it's an absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm still not drunk.
Excellent. Well, no, I can't help you with that. In the unlikely event that anyone doesn't know, Botchamania is a 10 to 15 minute wrestling video compilation series of embarrassing or kayfabe breaking clips, generally set to video game music. But that description doesn't do the series justice. It's very slickly edited with tons of TV, movie, video game and wrestling references, with well over 250 combined episodes and specials to date. Just before we start, one of the things I'm eternally grateful for having OSW on Botchamania.com. It introduced us to the world, so thank you, Maffew.
Jay, thank you very much for that second introduction. See, I get two. Fuck you. But Jay, it's actually a pleasure for you to say that. It's a pleasure for me to say it right back at you. When making the Botchamania site, I was like, well, cool. This is one way of getting people to watch the videos, because obviously getting taken on YouTube, I've uploaded them on Dailymotion or Vimeo or whatever video series will have it. But I also thought, well, if there's other people wanting to do things like this, I'm quite happy to give them exposure, because it's people look at me as some sort of deity nowadays, which is very flattering. But at the same time, I'm like, well, no, there's loads of other people who do things like this that need some love. Like, obviously, OSW, the Attitude Era podcast people, some of the people I'm trying to get on the show who want to review the old 95 era new Attitude.
The New Generation podcast?
Next Generation. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's completely. I was going to say Next Generation. I'm like, no, that's Star Trek. So, God. To be the Next Generation. God. Now, there's a few video endings there. But, yeah, it's weird that Botchamania is still this thing that people discuss. And you said there, it's really weird describing it when people at my work know people who know my work and are like, oh my God, it's him. And they're like, well, what do you do? I'm like, and I describe it. They're like, yeah, I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, it's weird that it's a very, very niche thing that fills a lot of niches nowadays, because we live in the crazy world where nothing is a niche. I guess there will be a market for anything online. So it turns out a lot of people secretly knew that they liked wrestling botches and mistakes set to video game music, and there was just needed somebody to fill that gap in their lives.
Excellent. Let us immediately date the show. So what do you think of Raw this week?
I didn't watch it.
Alright, moving on. Like, I didn't actually want to date the show. I was hoping you'd say, it was good, then move on. It's like, what do you think of the current champions today?
Oh, okay, yeah. The current champions, which are, and then just like, Zack Ryder, U.S. champion. So, yeah, like, that's ever going to be said.
And would you... I was just thinking, like, would you be something like me where you actually spend more time watching old wrestling than current wrestling?
Oh, Christ, I. In regards to the WWE, yes. TNA Impact, I only watch sometimes, in all honesty. I'm enjoying the new era of it, actually, because I'm liking the idea that these new wave of talent coming along, EC3, Magnus, Spud, the American Wolves, well, whatever their name is, the American Werewolves, the Wolves from America, whatever the fuck they're called, Passport Wolves. So it's an exciting time. I'm like, great, because all due respect to people like the AJ Styles and Hogan, it's like, okay, cool, I've been watching you for a few decades now. Cool, something new. And very British. So I'm liking that. The other indies I keep up with are CZW, because I'm stupid. PWG, because I love wrestling. And that's pretty much it.
So I was just watching, like, one of the newer Botchamanias has, you know, it would usually show kind of Raw or the pay-per-view, the big moments from that, and then just random pay-per-views like TNA Victory Road 2006. Like, how does that come about?
Well, basically, I tape deal and get the live broadcast of pay-per-view whenever possible. It's a bit hard to get older tier ones than I thought it was going to be, because there's still mostly 2004, 2006, can't find any, so I'll find one and be like, oh, hooray! It'd be like finding an old Doctor Who episode. You know, some guys just found, some Indians found it in, you know, some video vault, and like, oh, here it is. So I just got a hold of it, then watched it in full. Because that period of wrestling, I watched wrestling as a kid, during the new gen... Fucking me say it again. Let's just say it, the Next Generation era, and then went off it, and then started watching it like most people in the UK at Royal Rumble 2000 time. Stopped watching it religiously in 2002, and then went back into it in 2007. So it was that big gap between 2002 to 2007 where I wasn't watching wrestling. I was following it via things like Power Slam Magazine and TheWrestlingFan.com, but I just wasn't watching the pay-per-views or the shows. So whenever I can get pay-per-view broadcasts, like actually the live ones in the tape trading community, I can go through, watch them. Obviously, they're before they've edited them. And so when people are talking about the WWE Network and saying, wow, that must be a godsend to you, Maffew, I'm like, yeah, great. Heavily edited DVD copies of shows with no botches. That's fantastic. And then comparatively, they'll actually have the Booker T interview. So,
all right, I gotta just throw you a softball here. I'm sure you've heard it thousands of times, but like, it's a juggernaut now. But back in 2007, it started with a kiss. But more accurately, the first Botchamania you made was Botchamania 4. So can you tell us how this whole thing started?
Thank you very much. Basically, Botchamanias 1, 2, 3 weren't made by myself. I'm not trying to hide it behind the issue. I think there's not that many people who have criticisms of myself, and there are a few people who do think, oh, Maffew, you didn't start the series, and they're quite right. I'm going to try and hide it. John Barber, the indie referee for Chikara, CCW, and a few other companies that can pay him in hugs, I don't know, claims that he made them. If he wants to take responsibility for them, that's absolutely fine, because the reason why I made Botchamania 4 is because I watched Botchamanias 1, 2, and 3 and thought, wow, these are really good ideas. Botchamania 1's pretty good, 2 and 3 are pretty fucking wank. And I'm the type of person, if I see something and go, Christ on a bike, I could do better than this, I actually sometimes do. So I got myself some video editing software, my knowledge of wrestling, that just basically via reading, like I said, Power Slam Magazine, World of Wrestling Magazine, just being a wrestling fan and just thinking, oh yeah, you know, I remember that moment from Insurrection 2000 when Rock went to kick Shane McMahon and he reacted before Rock hit him, and everybody in the world at my everyone who saw that at school went, what was up with that? It's like very confused, like, wait, what? Maybe Shane was trying to get out of the way of Rock and he gave himself whiplash. And made that, and then a few people, then yeah, don't let any myth or whatever I'm saying get in the way of things. Botchamania was not this huge success to begin with. Botchamania was basically me keeping at this idea, having some people back in the day send me messages and go, oh, this is great, you should include this, you should include this, because I only ever intended to include one, but then I had some stuff left over, so I made Botchamania 5, found some more footage via YouTube, and it just gradually kept on going on and there for the last 7 odd years. But yeah, like I said, to begin with, there wasn't like, okay, Botchamania's up, wow, alright, you know, 100,000 views, yay, as many people seem to think, and because that's not how it works. You can't become an overnight success without, you know, shooting a prime minister. So the people that keep on messaging me to this day that say, how do you become so famous and popular and make hits and I'm like, stick at it, you know, keep on focusing on entertaining the fans. Try not to be too much of a tit and, you know, keep your opinions to a minimum on things like Twitter and social networking websites, and keep on doing something. So,
well, you know, other people might have made a video called Botchamania, but you made Botchamania. So, you know, congratulations.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm just trying. Sorry, probably hear me coughing. I'm just choking on something.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's my ego. Don't worry. Yeah, you're quite right. The name is the only thing that's, and obviously Botch is the only thing that's similar to the first 3 videos. It was me who made the video game music. We introduced the segments like Everyone Talks Too Much, Macho, Send for the Man, the endings.
It's Taz.
The Iron Sheik. It's Taz. And all those other things there. They're me. So that's why I can gladly take credit for those things. So and if they want to take credit for Botchamanias 1, 2, and 3, hey, fine, John Barber, take it away. Well done.
Awesome.
No one knows who you are.
It must be a bit surreal getting fan mail from famous wrestlers, though, isn't it?
Yes. Like I said, I'm still a wrestling fan at heart, and probably always will be. At this point in my life, yeah, probably. So it's still crazy that people like... I mean, most famously, Mick Foley sent me a video after the dog attack saying, oh, hope you get better, and at least it wasn't your face. And I'm like, fuck. I'm stuck in hospital. I'm off my head on morphine and all the other things, and I can't even eat peas without being sick. And there's just Mick Foley sending me a video. I'm like, I feel pretty good right now. And so, yeah, still, when I see wrestlers in real life, like the big name guys, or even guys like Rich Swann and Johnny Gargano, I'm like, oh my god, it's Rich Swann. Oh wow. Hello, it's me, the Botchamania guy. And it's amazingly flattering. And even down to Dolph Ziggler mentioning Botchamania on his little downloaded YouTube show, I'm like, oh shit. So I don't know when it actually exactly was when some wrestler was like, I think it was when I went to Ring of Honor show in 2010 or 11. And they were just like, everybody watches your stuff, right? I'm like, what do you mean everybody? I'm like, yeah. And it was like, me, Geraldine and Necro Butcher were watching at one time with Nigel McGuinness and Brian Danielson. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Fuck. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I kept on saying it. The line was, well, you guys are watching YouTube videos? I thought all wrestlers did was wrestle, do cocaine, and then fuck hookers. Like, what are you doing on YouTube? I was like, for lowly people like me who aren't doing cocaine and fucking hookers. But yes, it's a different world we live in.
So, being from Newcastle, that's in England for you Yanks. Have you ever been? There's probably a New England, or there's many Newcastles in like Texas. Oh my god! It's like when people ask, "Oh, you're from Dublin? Oh, Dublin, Ohio, yeah." Anyway, have you ever been recognised on the street?
No. Last year, I was with a friend I was trying to fuck, and we were going through one of the main streets in Newcastle, and somebody walked past with a Botchamania t-shirt, and I went, hey! Just like, oh, great shirt, dude, thanks for the money! And he just gave me this look like, who the fuck are you? This is clearly obvious, just like, what's this crazy guy talking about? So no, in my own little town of, what the fuck, doesn't even register it. And all the little places in Northeast I go to, I'm only ever recognised by people who know me beforehand. It's only when I go to America and wrestling shows that I think in British wrestling events I go to, I think I'm recognised by some people, but it's very rare anyone comes up to me. I mean, I think the only other times someone's come up to me at a British wrestling show was at Preston City Wrestling, and two guys afterwards are like, hey, thanks. Someone's like, oh, hey. And it's like, yeah. People have been pointing at you all night. I'm like, oh, cool. But like, nobody will ever actually, only two people out of the people that are there will actually come up and say hello. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm threatening. My 5'5", fucking 7.5 stone frame is intimidating to them. But when I went to America for the Ring of Honor show, I said beforehand, I got like recognized and people come shook my hands by 10 people because I counted. So that was flattering as hell. But on the plus side, I'm absolutely fine with that. Being British is probably the same as being Irish. Being a very popular niche thing is good because it means that the rest of the people don't know who I am, which means I get my ego kept in check. I do not want to be one of these people that gets their ego, absorbed into them and they just go, yeah, I'm better than everybody else. I'm like, no, I live in Newcastle. If I go out the door, I'll be called a shite hawk by a fucking 12-year-old. So it's fine. I get my ego in check, and I'm like being this modest way. Though it is really hard when I go to America, and either wrestlers will come up to me wanting autographs, or people are like, "Oh my god, you're British. Can I blow you here and there?" That's the hardest bit of keeping your ego in check.
Cool. I was wondering, what are some of the coolest things you've received from fans, or like nice things they've done for you?
That's a good question. At the A&G Ohio convention a few years ago, I was watching a wrestling show because I had, I can't remember the name of the company now. A very similar to the Incredibly Strange Wrestling shows. I've got the internet in front of me. I'll look them up. As I'm getting this name, a wrestler came up to me and was like, "Hey, are you Maffew?" I was like, "Oh, great." I'm like, "Yeah, great." And he'd print screened a shot of himself being in Botchamania with the caption something like "He fucking missed" underneath in the Earthworm Jim font, and he basically wanted me to sign that. So I was signing a print screen of one of my videos with him in it with that caption, and I was just like, absolutely fine, yeah, go ahead. And which is very flattering. And I think, oh wait, I just remember another one at MagFest. I ended up. MagFest is an amazing convention where similar-minded people get together for gaming and nerdy things, and it's just fantastic, that great mindset. And someone was playing Star Fox 64, or Lilac Wars in this part of the world, and they just got to the end of it, and me and him was discussing how brilliant the game was, and how it's a subject to lots of memes and jokes nowadays, but when we were kids, damn it, this was very serious. This was like as serious as GCSEs. You know, there's nothing. Nobody was laughing at Peppy when I was a kid. They're like, yeah, Peppy, you're right. I had better barrel roll because that's strategically offensive. And after speaking with me, he then wanted me to sign his copy of Lilac Wars 64. He's just like, oh yeah, you're Maffew, I love your videos. Can you sign my copy of Lilac Wars? I'm like, sure, I had nothing to do with the game though. So yeah, I'd say Lilac Wars and that one print screen are currently the best things, but I'm hoping for that to be topped by somebody else.
Cool. Can I just ask you, because the Botchamania.com would have maybe, let's say, the last 40 Botchamanias on it, but with YouTube being cunts, you know, you always have to get new links in that.
That's great. Let's say cunts again, because Americans love that word. Cunt.
Cunt. But is Botchamaniaarchive.com has, like, download links for, you know, the previous 240 episodes. Is that fan-made, or is that...
I don't know who does that. Basically... Fans are very good at doing things for me. There's so many things fans have done over the years to help me with making logos and assisting with website things are great. A lot of them are really bad at communicating what they're doing, though. So I was only aware of the existence of Botchamania Archive about 2 weeks ago. Because the guy's currently selling t-shirts, and I went, what the fuck? It's just like, I appreciate that, but you're selling t-shirts? I'm not getting any money from them.
Wait, Botchamania t-shirts or... Botchamania Archive?
Yeah, on the go to Botchamania Archive, and then obviously the Botchamania t-shirts, not like t-shirts on Botchamania Archive. That'd be even funnier. Yeah, he can sell all the Botchamania Archive t-shirts he wants, but I'm like, thanks for your help, unknown guy who wasn't aware of this website existed. You making money off of this? Like, oh, okay. Because I'm getting something signed up with Pro Wrestling Tee soon for a proper t-shirt deal, which should hopefully be fine. But answer your question, no, it isn't. But I've been saying this for years, but I think it's definitely time to get a genuine archive sorted out soon. So I recently did an AMA on Reddit, and I think people are still saying that, yeah, you're really bad at archiving these, Maffew. Because I've got I'd say a good 90% of the Botchamania videos, original videos, on a big hard drive now. Some of them did end up losing when the previous hard drive crashed, which I was very distressed about. That was like losing my kids, in a really sad way. But yeah, in terms of finding the videos, it's a bit awkward, but I am working on that soon. It's very awkward getting someone to help out with things like archiving websites and stuff, because I'm a very busy person with work, with actually watching all these bloody wrestling things. It is mostly me who put these all together, so it's obviously very time consuming. But it's really awkward when someone wants to help you out, because you can't find someone who you want to pay money to help out with the archive, because the good ones are always busy. And when it comes to someone helping out, they usually do a bad job because they're being voluntary and very helpful, but you can't say, do this better, because they can then just turn around and go, I'm doing this for free, you fuck. So it's obviously just finding the right person to help out with that, because I would love someone to help me out with it, and I will gladly pay them to help me out with it. So if they're paying him, I can then whip them and go, hurry up, archive this. But as soon as we've got something done for the website, because the website's currently functional, it does need a facelift, because it still looks, it's only like a shoulder above GeoCities website from '95, in my opinion. But again, finding someone to make it prettier, I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. I don't understand the concept, what's a botch, blah, blah, blah. But soon, I promise.
I get the impression, just due to Botchamania being series, like it's celebrating mistakes, that most fans think you're quite negative about wrestling, but you're not, though.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. It's I was saying beforehand, I don't really think I fit in the majority of what wrestling fans are, because it seems to be, if you want to not like something, it's very easy to not like it. But on the other side of the scale, if you want to like something, you will find the positives of it. And so it's one of these things where, like, I'll be speaking with people and they'll read the spoilers, then watch the show, then go, the show wasn't very surprising. I'm like, all right. But then it's, again, you've got very smart people watching Raw, for example, and going, well, I like this and this and this, but I didn't like this and this. I'm just there going, the show's aimed towards as many different demographics as possible. You've got Carly for the Indians, you've got the women there, for the women and the horny teenagers, you've got Cena for the kids and so on and so forth. It's like, it's not supposed to be aimed at just you. It used to be, sure, the Attitude Era, the main thing was, teenage to young adult males. That's why a lot of people love that era, because it was aimed directly at them. Nowadays it isn't. So you're not supposed to like all the show. It's 3 hours long, for Christ's sake. It's not the Maffew show, it'll just be, Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt, fucking best 9 out of 17 falls. So I think it's one of the things like that annoys me, because I can watch a show overall, go, well, that sucked, but I like this, this, and this, and then carry on. I don't feel the need to go online or make a vlog or go, this was the worst fucking piece of shit fucking fuck. Because I don't get it. Because I just think, wow, if you're spending more time complaining about wrestling than watching wrestling, it's probably best you find another hobby. That just makes sense to me. As a nerd, there's lots of things I enjoy doing. There's wrestling, there's video games, there's reading books, there's trying to not be fat, there's watching Doctor. There's a lot of things to be doing. You can use your imagination. So if I'm not enjoying wrestling, I'll just go, you know what, Raw really is terrible at the minute, I'm just not going to watch it, and then move on and do something else. But I think it's the era we live in nowadays, where every movement you make, every breath you take, every round you build, has to be then put online for other people to know what you're doing. So it's really weird. It's like just moving away and doing something else is not a necessary thing anymore. You have to say why you're doing something and why you're not doing something. Well, I'm like, sorry, I must be old at 26. Okay, I'm going to do something else. Bye. So yeah, I mean, I think that's why I still watch it. I mean, obviously you've watched a lot of old school wrestling.
Yeah, so it's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, how do you cope with some of the bad ones? I mean, you have watched WrestleMania 4 recently.
Oh, it was difficult. Yeah, Mania 4 was one of the few shows that was so bad I almost quit the show. But usually, even if you watch a bad show, doing a podcast, you get to complain about it, and you get to have a laugh with it and have fun with it. So,
that's true. That's good. I mean, because I think I keep on saying it. This needs to be on a T-shirt or some sort of catchphrase, because I'm trying to, hashtag this, like with HB Shizzle. I know, God. It's wrestling. You enjoy it when it's good and laugh at it when it's bad. It's very strange to see people who seem to take genuine offense when wrestling is bad. Or like, I can't believe WWE would treat its loyal fans like this, or whatever the fuck. I'm like, dude, wrestling sucked for like 10 minutes. They're starving people in Africa. Oh, Christ. It's like, I can't believe Batista won the Rumble. But then it's great, because then the worse wrestling is, the more people like look at me like I'm the one guy in school that would always have something smart ass to say. It's like, hey, just look at him. Like, things are really bad. What do you have to say for this? So it's good, because then as soon as Royal Rumble 2014 was finished, I'm like, oh, great, I'm going to get so many hits. So it's great. It's like, I wish wrestling was worse than it already is. Like, really interestingly, a lot of people, like, in a print, like in Fighting Spirit magazine and Power Slam and other people were like, oh, this Bad News Barrett character's awful, it's such a waste of a great wrestler, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I fucking love Bad News Barrett. And all this, there's just, like, people like, why are you having these different opinions to everybody else? So, that's it. Sorry, I'm a bit ranty today. Must be all the coffee.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, with Bad News Barrett, because you kind of have to get used to him. It's like, this is your new gimmick. It's a comedy gimmick, so you're not going anywhere for the next at least 6 to 8 months or something. But definitely come around on him. He's great.
I thought they should use that character on the WWE Network for anything they've had to take out. Like, there was going to be a Chris Benoit match here, but I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Just anything they've taken out. Like, I know they've edited some things like Shawn Michaels selling in the Hogan match.
Really?
SummerSlam 2005 has been edited, yeah. I think they try to edit is like make it less over the top wherever possible.
Ah, that's a real shame.
Just little bits here and there. It's not like huge bits, but it's just like, okay, this really over the top.
They've cut out all the New Jack's matches as well, haven't they?
Yeah, again, that's probably just because they went. I imagine some video is like, all right, we have to edit all the real audio songs that are copyrighted out of ECW. Okay, cool. And like the first match that came up was a New Jack match, and he just went, "Oh fuck this," and it's like cut. So it would probably take longer to edit that than to watch the entire pay-per-view. Because obviously, for those who don't know, New Jack would come out to Natural Born Killers, which is a great song. But the entire time his match was on, this match we'd be playing, and it would really add to New Jack's matches. Honestly, if you watch New Jack on mute, it's pretty bad. But with that music playing, it's great. So I think if anybody's watched in the UK has watched any of the which one was it? The Delta Vision VHS tapes of ECW that were released after ECW folded, when they didn't have the rights to the music, and they used the public domain music to overdub them, just the same way WWE does it, but obviously a lot less accurate. No, it's pretty friggin' horrible to see, New Jack coming out to public domain. Oh, Christ. Yeah, public domain song by generic artist, man. So moved for the best.
Cool. I was wondering, what was the first piece of wrestling merchandise you bought, and what are your favourite wrestling t-shirts?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually. Well, the first thing that was bought me by someone else was the WWE Annuals 93 and 94, and I've spoken to this on a lot of other podcasts beforehand, but it was just, I didn't watch wrestling before this, I'd never seen wrestling beforehand, but Mum, because growing up poor, you'd go to the car boot sale and get what you could for 50p, and it was 93, 94 Annual, and this is like, I don't know, 96. I remember there being Yokozuna on the front, Bret Hart, Giant Gonzalez, Repo Man, and thinking, what the hell is this? It looks amazing. All these real-life cartoon characters come to life. I've got to watch this shit. I remember Bam Bam Bigelow being an early favourite because of just the tattooed head and the flaming thing. I'm like, wow, I think I fought this guy in Streets of Rage 2. And thinking, all right, cool. And then obviously getting into it that way via... because then I had some friends who had loads of the Coliseum Home Video / Silvervision tapes. Let's watch them all out of order, as you do, because obviously you don't have the internet. So it's all right, I'll just watch Survivor Series 95 first, and then fucking SummerSlam 93 later. But the first thing I bought, I was really into the merchandise during the 99-2000 era, because I got so many wrestling figures there. So what was my favourite wrestling figure? That seems a good one to answer. I'd go with the Droz figure I had, where he had the pseudo kilt and the kitchen sink. And obviously they try to get Droz's face exactly right, so they do that. They had his like tongue permanently out, so it's obviously playing wrestling. And oh yeah, fun fact, my Droz wrestling figure is obviously the best one there, because it was one of the few ones that survived intact wrestling. Obviously wrestling with other people. The Goldust head fell off once, so that really freaked me out as a kid. But Droz remained okay with his tongue still out and the kitchen sink. And favourite wrestling t-shirt, wow. I've still got the Steve Austin... it's a black shirt with Austin's face and blue, just Austin 316 and some blue flames behind him.
I was like 98, like.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've still got that, and it still fits me because I'm basically a small, petite person. I can still wear it and be like, yeah, Steve Austin. Other ones I've owned, oh Christ, there's not that many actually. I own a WCW Alliance t-shirt. Yeah, that's gonna have to be it actually. It was a small as well. I was like, oh my god, I got that one of those NOAA European navigation tours. I was just with this guy at this big bin. I'm like, oh cool, like XL, double XL. It's like small. What's this? Oh my god, the WCW Alliance logo. You know the red pointy black thing that looked like Sinistar, the arcade game. Yeah, that's gonna have to be my favourite, just because of you can't look at it and not laugh.
Awesome. If I could just ask you a couple of questions about Botchamania itself.
Go ahead.
So, like, editing the show, what program do you use? Do you still use, was it Coral Video?
Yeah, Coral Video Studio, or I like to call it Windows Movie Maker with knobs on. Basically, the video editing isn't that sophisticated. Yeah, I know, shock horror. In Botchamania, so I could use things like Adobe and Final Cut Pro, which I'm efficient with, but it's a hell of a lot quicker to just get it done this way. Just like cut, put text over, yay, done. obviously, if I was trying to make dramatic music videos like the MV Zone or OSW, I would use something a bit more sophisticated. I mean, what do you use, Jay Hunter?
Is Power Director 10. It's actually just like Windows Movie Maker, but it's got more bells and whistles.
There we go. Yeah, I might have to start switching to Coral because it's. I'm feeling more and more bad. Like, people are like, what's Coral? I'm like, after all these years, I've never found anyone who's actually admits to using it other than me. So I swear, one day I'm just going to edit myself onto Wikipedia articles like famous people who use Coral, me, and just see if it ever gets taken down. So yeah, there we go.
So from the release schedule, because I noticed you kind of get one Botchamania every week, or like every 4 days, and then kind of nothing for a couple of weeks. I'd imagine you do kind of crunch periods of editing?
Well, basically, my work is on shift patterns, so it's always like, for example, this week it's 3 days in, 2 days off, then 3 days in, 2 days off again, then 4 days in, 3 days off, and so on and so forth. So I like to do a bit of editing like after work. I'll just watch some wrestling, but it's never a case where I'll edit absolutely everything in one day. It'll be like one day will be PWG day, one day will be Raw day, because after work I've got like 3, maybe 4 hours to do stuff, and then go to bed and then get ready for work again. So it's like 11-hour shifts. So it's like, all right, cool, I'm going straight to bed. Bye. But I've got enough mental energy to watch a bit of video, watch some wrestling, and then put something together or make notes, or like do Mission Impossible 3 over blah 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 blah, and then come back to the next day. So then on a day off, like tomorrow, I will be putting stuff together and either have WrestleMania Mania Part 6 out the way, or at the very least, the latest Botchamania, actually. So it's never when people ask me the dreaded question, how long does it take you to do it? I'm like, I deliberately don't total it up, because if I did total up how many hours it would take me, you know, that counting watching the wrestling itself and then editing and coming up with ideas, I'll probably go, what the fuck am I doing with my life, and do something else. So let's say it's a comfortable amount of hours. Cool.
Part of Botchamania is you have like numerous awesome running gags. I was wondering, what's your favourite one?
Probably the lever. That really took off because the whole backstory of that's funny. Obviously, CCW has a very bad reputation amongst wrestling fans. I personally accept that things like CCW and other indie wrestling companies aren't seen as highly by a lot of wrestling fans. But I'm of the opinion, fuck that. The same people who say, oh, Maffew, stop including indie footage in Botchamania, are the same people who mark out for CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, the Wyatt family, The Shield. I'm like, alright. Yeah, none of those guys want any indie wrestling at all. Right, okay. So it's just including things like CCW, just because it's like, alright, cool, you don't like it, well, it's wrestling. And then, famously, CCW went through a period where they took down all CCW footage off YouTube, including that's the most legal video, that's a legal move I've seen in wrestling, which is the one that obviously got them like 5 million hits, and like some nationwide attention. They took that down. It's like, oh, great, well done, CCW. So then everyone laughed and went, well, Maffew, you know that company that only you like? They took down one of your videos for using their footage. Ha, ha, ha. I'm like, all right. And then DJ Hyde sent me an email saying, I'm very sorry about that. We contacted the company that does it and said, no, Botchamania is okay. I'm like, all right, cool. But then I re-edited in the next segment and did a parody of Conan O'Brien when his network, I don't know which one it is, let's say UPN, bought some rights to other shows. They bought the rights to Walker Texas Ranger. So Conan O'Brien had this thing where he'd pull a lever and a random Walker Texas Ranger clip would appear out of context, which is much hilarity. So I thought, great, I'll nick that. So and obviously, hey, it's a deal between me and Hyde has taken place. We can now use CCW footage. Hooray! And I thought, well, that's not funny enough. I'll add Zandig's Jesus over the lever clip. And through a good 6-month period, a lot of what people would do, and actually still to this day, would come up to me if they saw me at festivals or comment on videos, would just be Jesus in capital letters. So that really took off of just one little silly, stupid joke. To the point where I think people put up with CCW now just because of the lever alone. Which I've always been a big fan of doing it, because I like to think of some of the wrestling footage I'm given. I'm a lot like that guy that WWF employed in 99, 2000, who got stuff like Too Much with Scott Taylor and Brian Christopher and the Acolytes. And he was like, all right, these are boring. So I made them Too Cool and made them very entertaining and stupid. I made the Acolytes Protection Agency, which was then very entertaining. I'm taking crap and making it good for people.
Ring of Honor were kind of cunty during kind of early days of Botchamania as well, weren't they?
Well, they still are, but the Ring of Honor's gone through lots of different owners, and I've messaged them every time they've been taken over, and they've always said, "No, we know who you are. We'd love to have you feature our stuff, but no, no, it's not something we can do." And I'm like, fair enough. I've done this story a few times as well. To begin with, the ponytail guy from Wrestling Roundtable messaged me and said, "Look, I'm the guy who takes off YouTube stuff that contains Ring of Honor footage. Usually we just delete your videos without it, but we like your videos. So if you take them down and re-edit them, take all the Jack Evans footage, 'cause that's all it is Jack Evans. So whenever he appears on any wrestling show, I'm like, get in! I get like a massive erection. I'm like, all right, there we go." And so, what was it talking about?
Star Trek. His erection.
Star Trek, Max. So he said if you take them down and re-edit them without the Ring of Honor footage, we'll send you some DVDs. And I was like, yeah, great. I got things like Best of Spanky Volume 2, and some other stuff. I remember Spanky and thinking, I didn't realise you had a Volume 2. And I then sold them to somebody I knew. He was amazed, and I then used that money to pay off the electricity bill that month. So, hey, much love Ring of Honor. When people say things like Ring of Honor was cunty, I'm like, hey, there's nothing wrong here. But there's, hey, maybe it'll change, maybe it won't. And it's really funny when people say, but I don't understand, Maffew. Are you saying that WWE lets you make these videos? I'm like, no. So it's like, but Ring of Honor says no. It's like, yeah. But then it's like, just bear with me here. It's not supposed to make sense. It's wrestling. Oh, and the other guy, what's his name?
Gabe Sapolsky?
Well done, dude. That was the guy I was thinking of. Gabe said, I asked him on Twitter when he was doing the Ask Gabe Anything thing. It's like, can I use your Botchamania stuff in Botchamania? And he went, no, thank you. We're owned by a company, we prefer you not to. And I went, alright, cool. I then used some footage from his Evolve show, Monty Python versus AR Fox as the finals, and it's still up on YouTube. So I don't know what the situation is with that. I think he's like, no, but I don't watch your wrestling, so fuck. Hear no evil, see no evil, I guess.
Good times. And one of the awesome things about Botchamania is that there is, you can tell there's a heavy 80s British sitcom influence on the show.
Yes.
What are your favourite TV shows and movies?
Right now I'm being weird and watching Spitting Image
Nice.
from the 80s and 90s. Something I've never watched. I know its existence, but I've never watched any of the shows before. And I found it's network DVD are releasing more, series by series, and they're great. I'm loving them at the minute. There's some great one-liners. There's the one that everyone remembers where it's Margaret Thatcher in a cabinet at a restaurant, and waitress comes up to him and goes, and what would you like? Says, I'd like the steak, please, rare. And he goes, and the vegetables? Oh, they'll have the same as me. And just great jokes like that, and Reagan saying, oh, Margaret Thatcher, what a hell of a woman. Shame I'm only screwing a country.
Hey-oh.
And other things like that. It's just like, and it's just so well done, and the songs are amazing. And really, I think parodies, we live in a society where there's lots of, anything that comes out that is seen by more than 10 people then has a parody of it. But Spitting Image is doing it in the 80s, where it's like, well, it's only us. And given that they had the crew made Red Dwarf, the voice actors were, let me think, Harry Enfield, Chris Barry, Alan Partridge, and you had Ian Hislop writing it. It's like, wow, it's like a dream team here. But other favourite British stuff, there's obvious stuff like Blackadder and Father Ted, but I'm really impartial to Vic and Bob and all the work they've done. Even the really crazy stuff like Bang Bang, it's Reeves and Mortimer, which is very strange if anybody has ever not seen it. Film-wise, I'm a big fan of things like Paul and Pressburger. So Life and Death of Colonel Blimp's a good one. Yeah, I'm just basically getting rid of all the people who are casually watching this going, what the fuck is he talking about, these 60s films?
Yeah, talk about Monty Python.
Oh, Monty Python, yeah, of course. Look, things like Monty Python are great, obviously. I mean, they're incredibly funny films. But it gets to a point where if you've heard nothing but student-y people quoting them ad nauseum, you're like, oh, fuck it. I never want to see Monty Python ever again. But then I'm watching the TV show of that, because again, you can get all those TV shows finally. Did you know that it's only until recently, I think, that they were able to release Monty Python on DVD in this country, in the UK, because the BBC sold the rights to the TV show to America like a decade and a half ago. Like, no one's going to watch the entire series of Monty Python. Fuck it, we'll send the Yanks instead.
Wow, we're very random.
So it's like, Yeah, it's great. So it was only like maybe 2 years ago they've actually released all the series on DVD on TV. TV series on DVD. Which I think is great. Because then it's, I think actually Family Guy did a joke about that because my friend preferred it to me and I fucking hate Family Guy. Something like, oh, we're going to make you sit and watch all the Monty Python TV series. Ha ha. And you see how awful it is. I'm like, what? It's like, oh, okay. So obviously it's not for everybody, but it's British, so fuck it. Enjoyed Shaun of the Dead. I thought it was a very good film. Loved Hot Fuzz even more. The World's End wasn't blown away by. I'm sorry. I didn't think it worked. The ideas they were going for. I'm a big Bond fan, but GoldenEye and Casino Royale, both directed by the same person, are definitely the best ones. I was recently heartbroken at the realization as I showed my friends Live and Let Die, going, "Oh, it's Roger Moore's best." And it was just friggin' awful. It was a lot worse than I remembered. And actually, I'm going to stop there because I can pretty much go on and on and on about British stuff I like, so I'll stop there. But I'm glad that there's so much Anglophile presence in America now where Yanks are getting these. So as soon as I can insert Top Gear or New Who in it, I'll be laughing all the way to the bank.
There's a bit of Rick Nail in there as well, just like kind of young ones.
There we go. And that exactly, yeah. Bottom, which was a favourite as a kid. Bottom Series 2 is very good. Series 3 goes, it's a bit, and the first 2 live shows are great as well. It does start to wear a bit thin after that, but I've still got a soft spot for it.
You were.
Exactly.
I got a question actually. Do you watch any of the WWE's films?
No.
Really? I thought you'd be all over that.
Yeah, I'd be like, do you want to watch this? I'm like, Christ on a bike, you're kidding me. No, it's not out any particular reason. I've just thought, no, I've got a long list of other things I want to be watching other than wrestling. Because it's funny, because a while ago, I'm seeing someone in a sex way, and someone's just like, oh, are they a wrestling fan? I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, doesn't that bother you? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, when I'm on my laptop, it's pretty much, it's just like wrestling. I go out in the real world, and it's like other stuff. So it's really refreshing to not like be obsessed with wrestling 24/7, despite being on my mind a lot of the time. So no, I have not seen any of the W films. Not even. I saw the one with Steve Austin. The
Condemned.
Yeah, that was a fucking awful film.
Oh, that's like the best WWE film.
Oh, Jesus! Well, no, I'm not watching the rest of that. That's the best one.
Cool, so we just got a couple of questions from the fans. I'll just go through it now. Oh my god, there's 100 of them. Did something happen on Raw? Why are there people asking about Batista's dick?
That's a meme from the kayfabe commentaries. I don't know where it started or how it started, but every time they've done the U-shoot, someone's asked, how big is Batista's dick? I should have a funny answer for it, but I'm like, how the fuck would I know? Like wrestlers who share the same locker room and showers them, it makes sense, but it doesn't make any sense for me. Oh yeah, I've been in hundreds of locker rooms in my time when Batista's been there. Probably bigger than yours, and it comes money.
What bar is Batista's dick? Let's move on from that, if you don't mind. Favorite Hulk Hogan movie?
Fucking hell. Gremlins 2.
Nice. That was from Dashing John Bruley.
Runner-up is Spy Hard.
Isn't he in that for like 15 seconds?
Yeah, he beat Wade Barrett.
Craig Johnson asks, what Botchamania is your favourite? I
can't have favourites. The other Botchamanias get jealous. I love that line so much. But seriously, I was really happy with Botchamania 200 and the TLC 2009 episode.
Kyle Queener asks...
Sorry, Kyle.
Kuehner. Sorry, mate. Favourite Macho Man quote?
Oh, God. Oh, the one he did before he went to WWF. He's in Memphis and he's thinking about, you beating me is like an ant on an elephant with rape on its mind. It's like fucking amazing.
Elliot Hodgett asks a serious question. What was the first match you watched that convinced you loved wrestling?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I wouldn't say match, but in '99 when my family got Sky because they had to for silly reasons, because it was like on offer, I was watching the really crap WF AM versions of Smack. No, fuck it was either Superstars or Metal, and they recapped the higher power storyline, and that music, like the music by video package with just the, oh no, the Ministry have kidnapped my daughter. Steve Austin, only you, my rival, only you can help me because all my corporate guys suck and get beat up by them. Oh no! And then just the Vince McMahon revealing himself to be the higher power. Like, oh my god, this is amazing! That's why I keep on getting referenced in the videos, because it's just one of my favourite childhood memories of wrestling. Even though if you go back and look at the feud segment by segment, it literally makes no sense whatsoever. But we'll ignore that. And the music package made it look like the most amazing twist ever. And then even better, Steve Austin coming out and be like, I'm now like joint CEO of WWF, and all the segments of him pouring beer and the kind of stockholders and dumping manure in Vince McMahon's office. I'm like, holy shit, this is amazing. So that.
And do you have a funniest botch of all time?
Shockmaster.
Yeah, has to be.
Nothing will ever beat it. It's like Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental title reign. Nothing will ever beat it.
Oh, Michael Scally asks, favourite wrestler from a video game?
Aki-Man.
Nice. Favourite action movie of all time?
Alright, we'll not count Bond, because I already said that. Oh, shit.
Predator?
I can't say Die Hard, and Predator's good, but it's not greatest of all time. It's either going to be Police Story 2 with Jackie Chan or The Raid.
Jason Park asks, can we get a Mongomania video?
Yeah, why not?
Haven't we used most of them already?
Yeah, but now I've moved on to them being commentating. So what I like to do now is I'll include all the botches that put stuff in Botchamania, collect them all, then when I've used them all up, use those stuff I've already used in a Mongomania. That's the idea anyway. It's like from the files of Botchamania comes Mongomania. Because then people still get confused when they see separate videos like CZW Mania and go, hang on, this stuff's already been in Botchamania. And I'm like, I know, you fuck, it's one company. It still needs to be explained to people despite being the video title. So, Mongomania is up there with Sin Cara Mania, PWG Mania, and Cena Mania, which I will have to take payment to do that, because it will take me absolutely forever to make. And be fucking 40 parts long for Cena Mania. So no, you're not yet. When he dies, we'll do it.
Cool. Thomas Dodd asks, who would you personally like most to do an intro for a Botchamania?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Triple H, of course.
I just this bored look on his face like, yo, you're watching Botchamania. Jim Cornette, I didn't get one. When I met him, I was way too nervous. I'm like, oh my god, Jim Cornette. And he was way too more focused, making sure his wrestling show was okay to do one. So I really missed the opportunity there. So I'd say Jim Cornette. I've got Mick Foley. Fuck. Because I can't just have any Steve Austin. So he'll just be like, I don't care. What's this shit you're talking to me about, kid? But at this stage, Daniel Bryan. I think he's in the CM Punk. They're tech savvy, don't understand what it is, and perhaps I've already possibly watched it to have done it. That makes sense.
Awesome. Arturo Hernandez asks, what bar is Botchamania? Well, it's red and black, so I'd say a Dennis the Menace bar.
Have you said Fredo in one of your videos?
No.
I'll say Fredo because the cost of them keeps on going up.
Hi-oh. How does it feel to be maybe one of the greatest parts of the internet wrestling community?
Oh, that's very flattering. And again, I got a lot of praise like that. It's weird because I don't see myself that much a part of it anymore. Because I used to be obsessed with oh god, I've got to keep the fans happy. But then it came to the point where it was shit, I've got so many of these fans, there's literally no way of keeping them happy. Half the fans hate everyone talks too much. They'll send me messages going, this isn't a botch, wrestlers need to talk, you're being overly anal. And half of them be like, oh wow, I love everyone talks too much, it's my favourite bit. So I'm like, oh Christ. So I stopped caring in a horrible way. I don't know how that sounds, but in a horrible way what everybody thinks about the videos. Because there's never going to be a bit where there's a segment that everybody hates, I would hope. Unless I just feature Batista interfering in segments or whatever. Send for that and then Batista appears. Or Batista talks too much. Or just Batista Mania. Actually, I like that idea. I'm going to have to steal that. But it's absolutely flattering. that I'd be some sort of icon. It's not by design. I was like, I didn't sit down one day and think, fuck yeah, I want to be the next Scott Keith or the next fucking Wade Keller. I'm just me in a really obnoxious way, and people like that, because Americans are easily impressed. So cheers. If IWC was a bar, it would be one of those boost bars that's just fucking filled with fat and glucose.
Davey Touchpad asks, who's the best host of OSW and why is it Jay Hunter?
Jay Hunter is a marvellous presenter. I do enjoy OSW because it's basically sums up a lot of how I watch wrestling with my friends. Because there's a lot of like, how do you watch wrestling? Is it by yourself? Like, a lot of people seem to do it. That's why they hate wrestling. I was like, no, I watch it with friends and have a good time and go, haha, look at that. Rather than go, this is the worst thing ever. So definitely Jay Hunter because he's speaking to me.
Let's launch it.
If Jay Hunter was a bar, he'd be one of those lovely nugget ones you don't seem to get anymore, the pink and white ones, because they're just delicious and last forever because it's very fattening.
Aaron Hamilton asks, Maffew, if you're a wrestler, what would your finisher be?
The chair shot.
Gordon Irvin asks, what's your favourite British Bulldog quote?
Oh, God. All of them. Bulldog was a horrible, horrible interview. God almighty. Either the, who's going to win the Rumble? And then it's unintelligible garble. I'm going to win the Rumble. Because the crowds are just cheering over. Then just silence. Then, because I'm bizarre, is still a highlight to me. I swear there must be other ones. All of the lines he delivered when him and Sting were doing that fucking The Room quality promo about the boat getting blown up by Sergeant Colonel Lee Parker and Vader and Sid. Like, oh no, the kids! Sting! That was a good one.
Bulldog, he was at the Shockmaster segment, wasn't he? He was like, oh, yeah. He was falling on his fucking ass.
Just him talking over Sting as well, just even before Shockmaster comes out, it's great. You listen, the people will hear. Sting, introduce his opponent. It's like, oh, God. Like, he just couldn't talk. He couldn't get the delivery down at all.
He also had that, it was amazing bit, I think it was WrestleMania 7, where he's like, there's no bull in this British Bulldog. It's like, oh, man.
Oh, no, I'm like, I want a title shot. I want a title shot tonight. Next week. There was a bit of Stephanie. I want my title shot.
See Chief Wiggum's there. Hey, quit saying title shot in there.
Yeah, I love those images. I want my title. It's like just the horrible. Oh God! Like even in '99 was wearing jeans. He's stuck at acting.
So I'm just trying to see one. I'm looking for a question that isn't about Batista's dick.
The deafening silence says there's loads.
Oh, Alex Lowe asks if Andy Gray should be a commentator in WWE.
Yes. Only if Big Ron can be one as well. Be great. Yeah, that little segment that's in SummerSlam 92, where they interrupt SummerSlam 92 to give the football report, and just the look of disgust in their faces is like, hey, yeah, you enjoying the wrestling? Cool, there's some football.
Goddamn, cut out the Repo Crush match as well to give it. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, man, Demolition explodes.
Exactly. Take a beer.
Yeah, it's fucking Andy Gray. Like, oh.
Michael Matthews asks, he has several questions. That's a bit cheating a bit. Would there possibly be a Botchamania OSW crossover?
Ooh.
You probably can't hear it, but there's a tapping the side of your nose.
I don't know anything about those people who are OSW. Damn it, but we needed to have some sort of crossover at some point. I don't know how, but it's
yeah, I've no idea how that would work.
Yeah, fucking like what? Hey, it's Jay Hunter watching Botchamania and going, this bit's fucking shite. That'd be fun. If Botchamania was a bar, it would be a piece of shit wrapped in tinfoil or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it would be nice to do some sort of get together, but I can't think of one yet. But as soon as we do, we will. Michael Matthews, next question.
Oh, it's an interesting. What convinced you to allow OSW a place on your site, and what made you like it?
They paid me. No, that's horrible. No, because a lot of people messaged me saying, I want to be part of Botchamania. I was like, cool, can I have a look at your work? And I was like, some stuff was below par, I'll be honest, and it's basically just them going, give me hits. I'm like, yeah, but this sucks. You know, it's a lot of wrestlers, people who make videos for wrestling like to promote themselves. And you should, you know, bullshit somewhat in your video, in descriptions, but if you're there trying to convince me at this point that, like, this can benefit Botchamania, I'm like, get the fuck out. Jay Hunter, I think it was Jay Hunter who messaged me. Somebody from OSW messaged me saying, we've got this video series. It would be an absolute pleasure if we could be featured on there. I looked at the videos, I'm like, whoa, these are great, you know. Because you hear people talk about wrestling and think, oh, God, it's going to be some sort of vlog where it's, like, horrible and the guy's just going to be unfunny. I'm like, no, these are great. These are exactly what I'm looking for. I'm happy to spread the love and get them some more love here. The only thing I'm nervous about is them getting more popular than Botchamania. That's always at the back of my mind. You know, it's like the Vince McMahon NWO promos, like, I'm gonna kill my own creation. After I have like aging Hogan and aging Hall. Actually, Hall's quite fit nowadays. Grey-haired Kevin Nash come out and just big boot Jay Hunter.
Oh, that's very kind, thank you. Okay, let's take it to Twitter for the last couple of questions. Sounds like grope.
It sounds like group.
Grotum01 asks, how has Botchamania improved your sex life?
Someone else asked me that question recently as well. Fuck. It hasn't affected my sex life. I've never slept with someone who knew me because of Botchamania first. There's been shitloads of times where I've slept with someone and they've gone, oh, I don't watch your stuff because I'm not fucking 12. I don't watch wrestling, Maffew. And you give me that weird look like, oh, okay. But I've got a friend or a relative or somebody at work who watches your stuff, and I told them I slept with you, and they're like, whoa. So apparently you're a big deal. Why did you hide that from me? Yeah, I still haven't used Botchamania as a channel blind. When I'm out with work colleagues, they'll always go, hey, he's famous, him. So I'm like, I never would ever bring it up with someone because it's basically, if you're a wrestling fan, you'll have heard of me. If you're not, you haven't. So people go, have you heard of Botchamania? To a random guy in the street, and they always go, no. So yeah, I'll see that as a good thing though, because it means I've earned every fuck I've had. So there we go.
Excellent. And Eric Els asks, how's it going with the Magfest documentary?
It's going well. What Magfest documentary? I had to think then. Yeah, the No Mercy tournament, which was, we got told we could play No Mercy as long as we wanted to in the official gaming room. And we're like, okay, great. So fucking 2.5 hours into it, we got told to move. We're like, what do you mean? Since this room's been cleared out, we didn't think you'd take 2.5 hours to play a fucking wrestling game. I'm like, oh, great. So I had to move all the equipment and all the other stuff into this other giant gaming room and basically get possession of an N64. But the entire time, all these wrestling fans are like going, fuck this. This is chanting like, this is bullshit. As they're being moved out, I'm like, no, don't annoy them. So it was great because this guerrilla thing where these like 30 or so people got all these chairs and equipment, found one N64 on this old CRT TV that's about as big as Hornswoggle, all watching these things, and they're chanting as if they're watching a wrestling match. The finals were Big Boss Man, Undertaker, Steve Austin, triple threat. It was great because the only time I've ever seen anybody play No Mercy and all three people get specials at the same time. So it really was like just everyone getting in the mode, like people coming over, not knowing what it is, and going, "Oh my god, come on, Boss Man, yay!" So yeah, I've got all the footage apart from the finals, which filmed somebody else who sent me that. And as soon as I get it, I'll put it up.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to me today. It's awesome having you.
Awesome to have been had.
And you can find both OSW Review and Botchamania at botchamania.com. Cool. Have you any cool things coming up?
I'm going to A&G Ohio in 2nd of April, which coincides with WrestleMania viewing, which we'll be watching at the hotel. I promise to be there. I don't promise to be sober in any shape or form. And I'll probably either get even more fans who watch me watching wrestling and I actually watch it, which is laughing at everybody and calling above the real Italian the entire time because it's the same colour flag as the Mexican flag, which never goes down well on Twitter, unsurprisingly. That's coming up. The Wrestling with Pixels video game book is very slowly making its progress going. I haven't done any news yet, but they will be occurring. Botchamania, as always, will be uploaded onto YouTube struggling every inch of the way to stay online. Amongst that, WrestleMania Mania is continuing. Once I do and manage to cover all the WrestleManias, we're moving on to other things like Rumble Mania, Series Mania, and you get the idea. And so on and so forth. There's Clash of Champions being building up. Basically, all these things that take shitloads of time to make will be occurring. But the thing, I have nothing else to plug other than keep on watching OSW Review. They're an amazing bunch of people. They make me laugh, which is sadly hard to do when it comes to wrestling. So more power to Jay Hunter there. And please keep on asking me how big is Batista's dick. It's still funny.
Excellent, thank you, sir. That'll wrap it up for this week, folks. So it's a goodbye from Maffew.
And it's goodbye from him.
And remember...
And the winner is you. See, I like the Hoobastank version.
A winner is you. You know Sam Shaw in TNA?
Yes.
He's going around with a cup of tea now. And he is a scoundrel, a bastard, if you will.
Oh.
He leaves the tea bag in his cup of tea.
Oh, wow. I mean, I do that at work because there's a lot of time-based management skills involved at work, i.e. you have 15 minutes to do this and this, so it's like, alright, make tea as quick as possible. And that's the only reason you'd ever leave a tea bag in a cup of tea. So either he's really bad at time management, or... No, that's it. No, I just realised that Sam Shaw, I'm not going to defend him. No, he's bad at time management. And his match with Ken Anderson was appalling.
Yes. I do think he's good at, like, looking like a big creeper. So, you know, that's something.
Oh, it takes a lot. I was going to say, I think I put on Twitter, it's just like, Sam Shaw, you know, as a character is, he's a creepy guy who stalks divas. Because they need to make characters that wrestling fans can relate to.
Well, it's like we can't rip off Sons of Anarchy anymore, so, you know, you just need a recently finished TV show to rip off, so... Dexter's pretty good, that's pretty new. And, what do you reckon is now? I think a bit of Breaking Bad next?
Wow. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Someone said that he's a rip-off of Dexter, and I was genuinely talking to my friend about how good a serial killer wrestler would be. So, you know, in old ECW, there was the 911 character. Mm-hmm. So basically, if someone's leaving the company, we'll have 911 chokeslam them, and then that's it. That's like, right, they're gone, bye-bye. Yeah. And that's the version of, you know, being killed off in a comic book. And I thought it'd be a really good idea to have Sam Shaw just hang around backstage with his white coat and whatever, eating steak, with his tea bag still in his tea. And then there's something like, someone's come up to AJ Styles and like, Sam Shaw wants to see you. And you're like, oh, okay. And then Sam Shaw like, alright, come here, AJ. And they'll just go through the door shut. And then that'll be the last time anybody ever sees AJ Styles. That should have been the way that AJ Styles left. All the other wrestlers that have left TNA, about 100,000. This year it should have been like, walk through a door with Sam Shaw, and then that's it. And then next week, Sam Shaw's just nonchalantly playing with something of AJ Styles. Like Brum, he'll have one of his mementos. Like, he's wearing a jacket that says phenomenal on it. Like, oh, that's a nice jacket. It's like, yeah, it is, yeah. Hey, wasn't there a guy who used to go... No. So how can I help you? And yeah, and I think it's a genuinely good idea to have just Sam Shaw killing people and no one mentioning it.
That's actually really cool.
So wrestling fans are like, wait. So it's like, where have you been, Sam Shaw? Oh, I've got an alibi. Oh, okay, fair enough, you got a match tonight. Just these subtle hints it's never brought up. But a meth wrestling, I'm trying to... That's to be the next thing to discuss on the podcast.
Is that a bit too real, though, for wrestlers, though?
Yeah, given... I think RWA Mid-South's already got the meth thing going. So I think they might have some issues with the gimmick.
I can only think of Willow!
Yeah, speaking of meth.
Just have it there in his gammy teeth, like... Yeah.